All right, we are now live. So we are on air with the NFL Central Plus podcast, episode 2 for the Discord server. I am Wendar, back at it again, here with Josh. And today we're just going to be going over some of the moves that have been going on in the off season. Not that there have been many. And then obviously field some questions and discuss some topics that are on the top of everyone's mind. So, how are you doing today, Josh?
Well, the biggest move of the offseason so far is O.J. Simpson being released from prison.
Of like the off-season preseason mix, yeah, that's pretty much the
I'm
biggest news. Yeah,
really interested to see what team he signs with. It'll probably
he's
be the Dallas Cowboys, knowing their history.
definitely coming back to football now. Definitely.
Oh yeah,
How old is he now?
probably he's like 70 something, but
He's
Jared Jones will find a way to use him.
he's
Probably
seven,
somewhere in the front office.
he's 70 years old. I could see him come back. You know they might do that thing where like they sign the guy for a game just to say like he was on
Hey,
the team and then drop him.
yeah,
Like didn't they do that something like that with Peyton Manning like before he retired? Like the Colts re-signed him or something just so he could say he retired as a Colt. I feel like that was like a thing, right?
yeah. Well, Jonathan Allen did it with Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, right, exactly.
Yeah,
So
but you know who didn't do it?
who?
Brett Favre.
True. Didn't he famously say like he would never play for any team but the Packers?
I, I don't recall that, but he might have.
I don't want to be like spreading like misinformation, but I'm pretty sure that was like a huge deal of him saying like I'll be a Packer for life, and then like he goes on,
And then betrays
and
the organization by wearing purple.
yeah, and then wasn't a Packer for life. I don't know. I'll try to look that up while we continue going on. um, Packer for life. I feel like that was a thing, but also, so OJ Simpson, he's not coming back to football,
Are you
not at 70.
are you sure about that? No, he might become like
Um,
a front office personnel kind of person.
as much as like I would hate to see that, it's actually like possible,
Oh yeah, I mean,
which is kind of sad.
you got to be good at that kind of stuff if you're able to get away with murder in a courtroom.
True. He'd be an asset to whichever team uses his skills. Because
Although, see, Ray Lewis was able to do it, but he was playing football after he did it too. So
true, true.
yeah,
Okay, well, let's see what else happened. Oh, right, there was the whole like Kirk Cousins signing with the Redskins.
he
Whether
didn't.
he signed or didn't
Well,
sign.
he didn't sign with the Redskins. He signed a franchise tag back in February,
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to work out a contract with him, and they were offering him like a 50-something million dollar contract, something like that,
It was like 55 million, I think, or something.
over 4 years, I believe.
I forget exactly what it was. I know that they posted it
I know,
on the Redskins Twitter, like posted about like this is what we offered Kirk Cousins.
but like he's making more this season than he would have on that contract under the franchise tag. So
Well, yeah, obviously he's gonna be making most on the franchise tag.
yeah, not that's not the case every time though. See, the franchise tag takes the top 10 paid players at that position and then averages us out for the first year, but
Okay.
the second year on the franchise tag. So the pay goes up a little bit more.
Right, and so this year he's playing under franchise tag, right?
Yeah, this is his second year on the franchise tag. See, the Redskins can franchise tag him again next season. Or sorry, you didn't hear any of that. The Redskins can franchise tag him again next season too. Give him 3 years on the franchise tag, but
Mm-hmm.
the cost of that would be around $34 million if they chose to do that.
It would be super, super, super expensive, but yeah, they can do it,
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is about to break the quarterback market.
which is ridiculous.
if Derek Carr already hadn't. But
And as of right now, basically the whole news was that he didn't sign a long-term deal then. So his his whereabouts for next season are sort of up in the air at this point, right? That's what's happening?
yeah, he's going to the 49ers probably.
So you don't think he's gonna stay?
He said he wants to, but speculation has it that he wants to be with Chip Kelly.
Yes, I mean I think this is what happened like during the off season too. There was sort of like this same debate over what was going to happen with Kirk Cousins because that was the whole time when Chip Kelly and and everyone was people were saying he was going to go over to the 49ers, right?
Yeah.
That was like the whole thing during free agency and everything, and then it never happened.
But, I mean, you kind of got to be stupid to turn down a $24 million franchise tag.
Well, I mean, yeah, yeah, you do. But so what is stopping him from doing it again next year that's my question.
It's not going to be him that chooses not to. It's going to be the Redskins that choose not to offer it because of how much it's going to cost them.
So you think they're not going to offer him anymore?
They might offer him a contract, but they're probably not going to franchise tag him again.
Not franchise tag.
As that will get quite expensive.
Yeah, so then you think he's going to be gone, so that's going to really shake things up in terms of that's going to I don't know because
the quarterback market next season is going to be expensive because you got to think about it. If some quarterbacks don't sign back to their teams this year,
yeah,
just to name a few: Kirk Cousins, Teddy Bridgewater, Sam Bradford.
Uh-huh.
That's already like 3 quarterbacks that Teddy Bridgewater's iffy right now because of his knee, but those are 3 quarterbacks that any team should be willing to take.
They'd be killing to have those QBs. But so, I mean, the thing that it comes down to in the end is what the Redskins are willing to do, and who is their backup right now? I mean, it's no one good, right? It's not.
Redskins backup. I want to say Colt McCoy, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, I feel like it is someone that is like at least serviceable in a way that they could take over for a season, or like if they draft a rookie or something.
Hey, I was right. It's Colt McCoy.
Colt McCoy.
Yeah, I didn't know he was in the NFL anymore.
I used to have Colt McCoy's biography at one point.
I always hated Colt McCoy.
I always hated him too. But he's still in the league. I still do hate him. He's still in the league.
And I don't hate him because of who he is. I hate him because of college he played for.
Because what college? I hate him because he's not any good.
Oh. Yeah, I don't like Colt McCoy. He played for Texas. Yeah, just
okay. So I mean, like I could imagine, I could see the Redskins going a year with Colt McCoy quarterback. Honestly,
yeah, he's not a bad quarterback. It's just he hasn't gotten his chance yet.
Well, I mean, no, he's not like going to be the franchise guy that's going to be sticking out for him.
You don't know. They said the same thing about Tom Brady, and look at him now.
Yeah, but we've seen Colt McCoy play though already.
Have we?
I think we've seen enough of him. Yeah. You could argue not, but I think we have. And I know he's not going to be the future guy there on the Redskins anymore, but I could easily see them going on for
a couple games.
Yeah, for a couple games or for a season in charge there while they scramble to find someone else to replace Cousins, really.
Well, I mean, the quarterback market in the draft is going to be pretty decent too. I mean, here, I'll pull that list up real quick.
Yeah. So I mean, it's actually not too hard to believe that Cousins could be leaving Redskins at the end of the season. This could very easily be his last season there, is basically what this whole argument comes down to. And definitely it looks like he wants to go to the 49ers, so up then afterwards. and that'll leave the Redskins with the chance to draft someone new or stick with Colt McCoy for a game or a season. But either way, I mean, I think it comes down to what you said too, is that they're not going to be paying him, what is it, like 32 million or something
34.
with the franchise tag. So this is probably going to be the end of the Redskins' run if they want to do anything in the NFC right now, because they're going to be losing their quarterback next year probably.
Yeah, well,
Right.
they're not, I don't really think they're going to be itching at all because just looking at these names right now,
Mm-hmm.
you got Quentin Flowers, Mason Rudolph, Trace
Okay.
McSorley,
Mm-hmm.
Jake Browning, J.T. Barrett, Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts. No, Jalen Hurts isn't even going to be in the draft. Never mind about that. And Lamar Jackson coming into the draft next season.
Yeah.
So
So there's other talent out there then, right?
yeah, they're not. I mean, Kirk Cousins is a proven quarterback. Those guys aren't, but
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, either way, they're going to be taking a hit, definitely. But we'll see. I mean, I think now, as of right now, the Cowboys are still going to win that division this year, and they'll probably be winning that division the next year too.
I hate to say it, but you're probably right.
Yeah. So I guess in the end, it doesn't even matter if Cousins is there
Is that a Lincoln
because
Park reference? Is that a Lincoln Park
what?
reference? In the end,
No, what did I say?
no.
No,
Oh,
no,
oh.
no, no. Uh, because even if Cousins is there, they're still not going to win that division, unfortunately. So it doesn't really matter, I guess. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next year to see if those predictions come true or not, and then we'll see what the Redskins do to replace Cousins, of course. There was also sort of in a similar situation. I don't know if you saw where they tagged him. They've tagged him for this year, right?
Yep.
And then so they went to resign him as well, or sign him for a long-term deal, and he declined it too,
Yeah. It was a 4-year deal for like 50 something million dollars.
and he turned that down.
Yep. But
So,
and I don't blame him.
oh, really? What do you have to say about that?
He's playing for 20 something million dollars right now. Why would you sign a deal that will have you taking a 10 plus $1 million hit next season?
A cut? You're saying he's gonna get? They're trying to pay him less than what he's being paid for.
They're trying to pay him less than he's making right now.
But again, he's playing under a tag right now too, so you have
Yes.
to think about that.
But you also got to think that he's their franchise quarterback. He needs. I mean, he's a
Running
franchise.
back.
He's a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, basically.
So, would you pay a franchise quarterback 11, $12 million a season? Or it's not that, it's more like 15, $16 million a season? Or would you rather pay him, make him happy, want to stay with 20 something?
No, no, no. Yeah, you're definitely right. You're definitely right about that. I was just,
In my opinion, he feels like that they're being greedy and they're not wanting to pay him for what he's due.
you think he's being too greedy?
I don't think he's being greedy. I think he's being smart because there will be a team that's going to be willing to pay him what he's asking for.
Well, yeah, and especially, I mean, I can't see the Steelers letting Le'Veon Bell go. Well, I mean, I think he's some guy that whatever he asks for, you have to pay for him, no matter what. I mean, like to let a guy like that go is just crazy. So sure, like they don't want to pay him a lot, but I think you just have to dish out the money and take it because you still have Antonio Brown obviously there, but I mean, with that combo, it's basically unbeatable if they just get a quarterback that doesn't get hurt every game, and they should be good.
Ben Roethlisberger is past his prime.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the end of Roethlisberger. I think that my prediction is that Roethlisberger will retire at the end of the season.
With a career-ending injury.
Yeah, he's going to get injured, probably not even halfway through the season. He'll be injured and he'll just realize like I can't do this anymore.
Myles Garrett's going to be the one to do it.
You think so?
Oh yeah, Myles Garrett's going to be the one to do it.
I could see that. It's well past Big Ben's time. And I think he knows it. I think everyone knows it.
Oh yeah, Steelers fans know it too. I'm friends with a Steelers fan that said that he's ready for Big Ben to retire.
Yeah, I mean, I feel bad for them too because they had such a good team going, but they've sort of had to hold on to Roethlisberger because you can't really get rid of him.
It's kind of like the Cowboys with Tony Romo.
Yeah, it was like the Romo situation. But he's past his prime, like you said, and so he's sort of just this dead weight holding them back, and then he gets injured, and now all of a sudden Landry Jones is in, and now the Steelers can't do anything, and it's just a big mess. And if they just move on, I feel like they could do really well.
If I were the Steelers, I would draft a quarterback in the next draft.
Did they draft any QBs this year? Significantly.
Let me check that.
Any significant QBs? Because I know they signed Landry Jones to a huge contract in the offseason, which I was completely against because he was awful whenever he came in. And I think they still have Michael Vick too on the team, which is crazy. But obviously neither of those people are really franchise replacements for the team. So if they drafted someone new this year, maybe they are going to start gearing up to replace Big Ben. And what did you find?
I didn't find anything yet.
Well, either way, I think that the Bell situation is going to be interesting to follow because I guess the one way of playing it is don't resign Bell at all. But then that just completely destroys the Steelers, and that'll probably be the end of their run being competitive for a while. Or just give them a ton of money, and then you'll have to draft a QB at that point because you probably won't have enough money to sign a good QB in the offseason. And we'll see.
Oh, I think we picked up Joshua Dobbs in the 4th round.
Yeah, well.
So it's not really special. Joshua Dobbs wasn't very good in college.
So they don't have any major plans. I think this is going to be a really down year for the Steelers because, like I said, Roethlisberger is going to get hurt. And then the whole season is just going to be about them trying to find a working replacement. But it's not going to be about moving on, and I think they need to move on at this point.
So let's discuss the AFC North while we're talking about this, records and stuff.
All right.
First team, Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
Let's start taking a look at their schedule.
You have their schedule up there?
Yep.
All right, let's just go over the whole AFC North. Go ahead, read it off to me or something.
All right, Baltimore Ravens at the Bengals.
That's their season opener at the Bengals?
Yep.
Huh. You want me to say if that's a win or a loss?
Yep.
That's a loss, I would say, right?
I would say that too. And then the Browns come into Baltimore the following week.
Well, I think that's a win.
I think that's another loss right there.
Well, okay, just on a side note before we continue is that so how high are you on the Browns this year, going into this year?
I'm pretty high on the Browns this year.
I agree with you in that they're going to be better than last year, which obviously isn't saying much, but they're going to be a step up.
Yeah.
I think that 2 years from now, though, is really when they'll take off. I think
2 years from now, they're going to be controlling the AFC North.
Yeah, I could see that. 2 years from now, they're serious playoff contenders. You know,
I don't. They're in the playoffs, but
they're playoff bound. That's what I mean. They're contenders
I
to
don't
be in
think
the
you can call them serious playoff contenders yet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
They-
they're going to be in the playoffs 2 years from now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this next year we'll see how it plays out. They could come together. They could pull some things off, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, and I don't think they're going to be anything too special. You know, it's not going to be this comeback story. I don't think it's not going to be crazy out of proportion. I mean,
I'm really high on Myles Garrett, and I think Myles Garrett is going to change that defense up.
yeah, he will, but you still have the problem with the offense.
The offense will figure it's
Like how many wins do you think they're going to have then by the end of the season?
Browns. I got to look at their schedule first when we go through it.
Well, you know, about like 7-9. You think even? I think even that is too high.
I think that'll be the highest I go is 7-9.
That's really pushing it. I think 5 or 6 wins, maybe max, and then really 2 years from now is going to be when they come alive.
All right, the Jaguars come in after that.
To Baltimore.
Yep.
That's an interesting one. I don't really know what to expect from the Jaguars this year. I didn't follow them at all in the offseason, so I don't know how much they've improved or how much they've lost.
Leonard Fournette, and they also drafted Sterling Shepard.
And Shepard is what, a corner?
Not Sterling Shepard. Dede Westbrook. Sterling Shepard is in New York.
Okay.
My receivers confused. Yeah. Dede Westbrook.
Huh.
He was a Heisman candidate this year.
Okay. So you think they can beat the Ravens then?
I didn't. You're saying you didn't know?
Yeah, I'm going to defer to your judgment on this one.
You're going to defer to my judgment. I think the Ravens are going to open up the season 0-5.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
so that's a loss. All right. Well, keep on.
Bengals, Browns, Jaguars, Steelers, Raiders.
Steelers would be.
It's versus
the Ravens. Is it? Well, where is it? It's at Pittsburgh.
It's in Baltimore.
I think that'll be a surprising one where the Ravens win because I feel like the Ravens always play the Steelers really hard.
I mean, yeah,
like divisional games like that. That I just feel like the Ravens might win that, especially in Baltimore.
All right. So you're
talking about
calling a 2-2 right now so far.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
I got
0-4 right now.
Okay.
Raiders in Oakland.
Yeah, that's a loss.
Yeah. 0-5.
Okay.
Here's their first win of the season for me. The Chicago Bears.
Yeah. I think the Bears are going to be the worst team in the league.
You do not draft. His name is only known in the state of North Carolina. Don't do that.
I saw they signed Trubisky too, finally. For some reason, that was like a big deal, as if they weren't going to sign him or something.
He'd be stupid to turn the contract down. He's not a top 3 pick on any draft board.
No, he's definitely not.
Ever. He's not worth trading up 2 spots to get either.
That was still the most ridiculous thing ever when they did that, when they did the trade up.
I don't even know what they were thinking. They did not need to trade
They traded up 1 pick, right?
Yes, they did not need to trade for him. All right.
Oh.
Here's their next loss.
All right.
At Minnesota.
What is it?
I said at Minnesota.
Oh, okay. When are the Vikings getting their new stadium?
They already
have
it. They had it last year. Shows how much you care.
I don't, as a Packers fan. That's that one that was like super high tech, right?
Yep.
They have that already. I didn't even know.
Yeah, I went and saw it whenever I went up to Minnesota there in
Did,
July 4th.
oh, really? How cool is it?
It was amazing.
And that's all like indoors now, right?
It's indoors, yeah.
I could see the Ravens winning that game.
I
I
don't
know,
I
I know
I
you'll
don't
disagree.
I don't see the Ravens winning in Minnesota.
Yeah. Well, continue on. I guess we'll have to agree to disagree.
2, 3, 4. So I'm at 1-6. You're at
I'm not even counting it. I just
no,
went one. Just
you're at trying to figure this out. One. Did you say yes or no to the Jaguars?
I said that was a win.
Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're at 5-2 right now.
I'm at 5-2. No way.
Yes.
All right.
You're
Well,
at
I
you're at
guess.
five, you're at 5-2. Because you said lost to the Bengals and lost to the Raiders.
No, I
And you
said win
said
to the Raiders. I mean lose to the Raiders.
yeah, lost to the Bengals and lost to the Raiders.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And then you got the
Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Browns,
All right. Keep
Jags.
going.
Yeah. All right. The Dolphins. You're pretty high up on these Ravens this year.
No. That's a loss. That's a loss right there.
So they beat Minnesota, but they lose to the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think that the Dolphins.
Okay.
Maybe I shouldn't say that.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a I like the Dolphins, so I
Oh.
don't know. Go ahead. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just
All right.
power through.
Titans.
At the Titans.
Titans. I think
That's
the
a
Titans
loss.
are no, I think the Titans are a sleeper team this year.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think that's even a sleeper team. I think everyone should know that at this point.
All right, here's the loss right here
Okay.
at Lambeau.
That is a loss. Yeah. Big time. That's going to be a
Ver-
fun game because we're just
versus
going to beat up the Ravens really badly.
Oh, okay, so your weak defense is going to beat up the Ravens, but the Viking strong defense isn't going to do anything.
Well, I
No,
didn't say that.
I just no, but
I never said anything like that.
that's what you implied.
Maybe. All right, next is what?
The Texans.
Texans are interesting too because they're sort of
Bad.
coming out of the slump. I don't know. What do you think about the Texans this year?
The Texans this year, Deshaun Watson.
Do you think he's gonna be good?
He's iffy.
He's iffy. Yeah.
He's iffy because he's not like a really quarterback kind of quarterback. He's a kid
Yeah.
kind of
Exactly.
quarterback. And
Yeah.
I think the league has figured out how to deal with Cam Newton, as we can tell from last year. So,
Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame. We sort of had that period where like the running QB and the read option was like the go-to thing, and then after about a season, that all ended really quickly. So it'll be interesting to see.
I mean, it was the same way whenever Johnny Manziel came through the SEC
Yeah,
and
that's true.
yep. But the season after, nobody was doing anything.
So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in terms of the Texans. I don't know what to think of them this year. I think Watson can't be much worse than Osweiler or Tom Savage. So
You're right.
I guess they'll be, fine. I guess
Yeah,
that's still. I don't know who would win that game. I don't feel comfortable choosing someone in a game like that
I'm gonna
because they're just sort of both meh
I'm
teams.
gonna choose the Texans on this one.
Okay.
I think JJ Watt's gonna. I think yeah.
Well, you're very down on the Ravens. Then it seems like that's true. That's true. You have to think about the defense. I always forget about the Texans defense. You're right. It's what got them into the playoffs last year. So it'll be
Yep.
interesting to see how it stands this year. Yeah, you're
All
right.
right.
It's probably a Texans game.
And then Detroit comes to take a visit.
I would like that. I would like for that to be a win for the Ravens,
But
but
it's probably not going to be.
probably not. No.
And then off to Pittsburgh they go.
I'll say they'll split with the Steelers, so they'll lose this one, whichever one. They'll lose one of them of the two.
And then after a grueling game with the Steelers, they get to go take a visit to Cleveland.
I think they'll split with Cleveland too.
No, I think Cleveland's taking both games.
You think they're taking both? I don't think they're taking both.
Against the Ravens, I think Cleveland's taking.
They're not going to get 2 of their 5 wins on the season against the Ravens, I don't think.
2 of their 7 wins of the season against the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, if we've already established that, I don't think they're going to get more than 5 or 6 wins. I don't think they're both going to be. I don't think 2 of those are going to be coming from the Ravens. I could be wrong, obviously, but.
Could be wrong, and you are wrong, but.
All right, keeping on.
All right, Indianapolis comes in.
I would say it depends on luck, right? I mean, Andrew Luck, not like getting lucky.
Oh, yeah, I got that. Don't worry. Yeah.
Because if Luck is hurt again and the Colts are bad again, then who knows? I feel like the Ravens always play the Colts hard too. That's a thing.
Yeah. I think that I'm not very high on the Ravens this season.
No, I'm not either. But they have a fairly easy schedule, so it's hard to really it's hard to really think they're going to do badly.
All right, and then the Bengals. They close with the Bengals and open with the Bengals.
Yeah, that'll be a loss. I don't know. That's interesting. Actually, looking at it now, they have a really easy schedule, but at the same time, they're really bad. So
yeah, the only problem with their schedule is going up against the Raiders.
The Raiders, the Packers,
the Vikings, and the Steelers and Bengals. And I think that the Browns they're gonna sweep on the Browns.
You think they're gonna lose both of those games?
I think they're gonna lose to the Browns. Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. That's an interesting take at the Ravens. What to sort of change it up a little bit? What do you think about the people that want Tony Romo to come back to football, or think he's going to come back?
Think he's going to come back? He's coming back.
Are you serious?
I see Tony Romo coming back. As a football player, I'm not sure, but he.
No, as a football player.
Oh no, I don't know. I just know that he loves the game way too much to just up and leave because of an injury.
Meaning he'll come back as a reporter or something.
An announcer, a reporter, maybe as a coach of some sorts.
As a what?
A coach of some sorts.
What did you say?
A coach of some sorts.
A coach, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying no. He's definitely not going to be coming back to as a player. He's not coming back, right? Because I know I was seeing some stuff of like people wanting Tony Romo to come back, or like some rumors of him coming back, or the Cowboys re-signing him, or something like that. And I was just like, that's not going to happen.
No, I don't. Unless it's just going to be as a mentor for Dak Prescott, I don't see it happening.
I mean, at this point, it's over now. It's time to move on from the whole like Romo craze and what's going on with Romo. I think Dak is, firmly in place where he stands now, and I don't think that Romo. I don't even think that he would want to come back with all of his injuries and everything. That's sort of the reason why he left to begin with. But yeah, but I mean, I think he's not going to come back. He could as a reporter or announcer, like you said. That would be interesting. I would like that because I think he's like pretty smart and reasonable when it comes to things like that in the interviews that I've heard him do.
Yeah.
And if someone like Jay Cutler is going to be doing it, I don't see why Tony Romo can't, right?
Jay Cutler's going to be a commentator of some sort.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jay Cutler was also garbage, so we'll just
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
yeah.
it's not like crazy to think that Romo could come back and do the same thing too. And I would like that.
Are you ready to move on?
Yeah, I am.
Here we go to the Cincinnati Bengals.
All right.
So, as you said, they're going to beat the Ravens week 1.
Yeah.
All right. Then the Texans will take a visit to Cincinnati.
Okay.
And I think Cincinnati's going to win.
You think what happened?
Cincinnati's going to win that one. I think Joe Mixon is going to have his breakout game that game
Against the Texans.
against the Texans.
Huh. Okay. I'll see. I'll keep with that. Go ahead.
All right. And they're definitely going to win their next game.
Which is what?
It's at Lambeau.
Oh.
Ooh, I'm just kidding.
That's a heavy loss right there. That'll be a fun game too.
Only Green Bay can win at Lambeau unless it's 2015. Then
Exactly. Then
2000 was a bad season for Green Bay.
yeah, let's move on.
Oh, then they go. Ooh. They go to Cleveland after Green Bay.
Well, this is where you.
Oh, hold on. So, I'd like to point out that the game after they play the Ravens is only 4 days out. Is the 4 days after that they play the Texans. So,
Okay.
I might retract my statement
Okay.
about. Anyways, it's Cleveland at Cleveland.
Yeah. I don't know. This is where you would say this is a loss for the Bengals, right?
No,
You think they're gonna win?
I think they'll win this one.
Okay, I'll say they'll win this one too then.
All right. Oh, I see that you pulled up the.
Yeah, I just put it up for everyone else.
All right.
So then next is the Bills.
The Bills.
I think the Bills will be another interesting team to watch this year too.
I do too, but I think the Bills are about to take that L.
Yeah, I think that's a loss for the Bills.
Bye week,
And then bye week.
and then Heinz Field. Ooh,
Loss.
Pitt's gonna take that one. Pitt's gonna take.
Yeah, they're gonna win.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a loss for the Bengals.
Yeah. Indianapolis at Cincinnati. I honestly don't know about the Colts this year. I think that the Titans are going to be the front runner in that division. I think that.
Yeah, I'm low on the Colts. I don't know what to think about them this year.
I think Andrew Luck is going to. I don't think Andrew Luck's going to do good at all.
You don't think he's any good at all?
I think he's good. I think that their offensive line is absolutely trash, and Andrew Luck won't be able to do anything.
Yeah, they're in a bad spot. They've
Just,
sort of been in a
just
bad spot where they have a lot of talent, but they're sort of
they have a lot of talent that's not on the offensive line.
and they're mismanaged a lot too. I don't like the coach Pagano. I think he's really bad.
Yeah. Um,
Some
and
troubles working.
I think Andrew Luck is a great quarterback. I just think that if you only have 1 second to throw the ball, you're going to be crap.
Yeah, he gets no help from anyone else on the team, so you can't
And
really blame him.
when your offensive line is worse than Minnesota's, you're doing something wrong.
Exactly. And their running game has not been strong or anything. Nothing special, at least, right?
Nothing special. Nope. They didn't have uh they didn't have a Denver Broncos running game. They didn't have a Seattle Seahawks running game.
Mm-mm.
They
So they
didn't.
have nothing basically. So yeah, okay, I'll go with a loss on that one. What with you?
Yeah, I don't.
So then,
No,
all
no,
right,
no. I have Cincinnati beating Indiana.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Cincinnati at Jacksonville, Tennessee, then Denver. They're gonna.
Uh,
Ooh,
Jacksonville is a win for
I,
the Bengals.
yeah. I'm just pointing out that that's 3 road games, and one
That's a
of
lot more than 3 road games.
in a row.
Oh no, sorry, no, it's not. Yeah, yeah,
Um,
that's 3 in a row. That's tough.
I think that they beat Jacksonville and that they beat Denver, but they lose to Tennessee.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Except, no, I think by the time they get to Denver, they'll just be so. I think they're losing. They're losing against the Titans and they're losing against the Broncos.
Okay. And then Cleveland comes into Cincinnati.
I think they'll win that finally.
And I'm guessing that's a Monday night football game right there. Pittsburgh gets
Right?
Cincinnati.
Pittsburgh will win that.
Yeah.
Win the Bears again.
Chicago. Cincinnati's going to win that one.
I want the Bears
And
to
then
go. I really want the Bears to go winless this year.
uh, I'd rather the Lions go winless, but
Yeah,
that's
I
just
mean,
my take on
it would be fun, but yeah,
the Lions and the Bears go winless.
that would be really nice. And the
They
Vikings.
just no, they just tie both games that they play against each other.
The Vikings, the Bears, and the Lions all go winless.
See,
And they tie. They all tie against each other.
I wasn't going to go that far and say the Packers
I'm gonna go
because
that far and say the Vikings too.
I actually have some respect for the Packers.
I have no respect for the Vikings. No, I have some respect for the Vikings.
Mike Zimmer is the best coach in the NFC North.
Um, yes, I agree with that.
McCarthy had his moments, but he's not.
No, he never had his moments. He's continually held us back every season and will continue to hold us.
Oh man. Uh, so
So we're saying,
Cincinnati at Baltimore is a win. So
um,
if I
yeah,
read that right, we're going 9-7 on this.
that's interesting.
Nine and
Well, I mean,
seven.
you and I disagreed on some of the stuff, but just to check it. Sure. Yeah, I could see that.
9-7.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
Sure.
Let's go to the Steelers. I'm gonna save the Browns for last.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll pull this up. I'll pull up the schedule. In the meantime, you can start it off.
All right. With the Browns, we've got them going and playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, and we already said that that was a win for the Steelers.
No, I mean, yeah. I said that was yeah, that's a win for the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot that we were starting out with Pittsburgh, not Cleveland. All right, yeah. So, ooh, ooh, ooh. Uh, Minnesota Vikings.
At Pittsburgh, we have the Vikings at Pittsburgh.
Ooh,
At the beginning of the season, Big Ben, everyone is still, in play and healthy. That's definitely a loss for the Vikings, I have to say.
ooh. I don't
You
know,
might
man.
disagree.
I I don't know.
Le'Veon Bell isn't even suspended this year.
Not yet.
He has, he has a chance to play the entire season for
Not
once.
he's not suspended yet.
He's not suspended yet. Exactly. So he's actually going to be playing during those first couple weeks, which is going to be that's going to have a huge impact. Obviously, it's definitely a win for the Steelers.
Oh man, I can't agree with you on that.
All right. Well, I mean, keep going.
At Chicago,
Well, yeah, win.
at Baltimore,
Win.
you said that was a loss whenever we were going over the Ravens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, well, I'll have them splitting probably, so it doesn't matter.
Jaguars,
Win.
uh,
Kansas City.
ooh,
I don't know.
we haven't talked about Kansas City yet.
That was the most one of the most boring games I've ever seen. That Steelers Chiefs playoff game this past year,
I
where
think
there were no touchdowns scored.
I can't even name a single player for the Chiefs right now.
I mean, it's just like two boring teams just being boring and running a boring offense.
I think Pittsburgh's taking that game.
I guess so. Sure, it's just
And
like
then
so pointless.
and then Pittsburgh's going to drop their next 5.
Really.
Yes. Bengals,
Well, I think they can beat the Colts. So I
Packers. But you know
they'll lose to the Bengals. I don't think they'll lose to the Lions.
it's at Detroit.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so, all right, we can give it to them. We can give it to them, but they're not losing the Colts. Though. They're not going to lose all 5. They're not going to lose 5 in a row. Not with those teams right there. They're just not.
And then you got the Bengals again. Then the Ravens. They're gonna I think they take both of those games.
I think they split with the Ravens.
And
Then
then
what do we have?
you got the Patriots.
Losing to the Patriots. Although it would be interesting if they beat the Patriots that game.
They're beating the Patriots that game.
They are, or they're not, or they're not.
They are.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. Sure. I'll give
Oh
it to
no,
them.
no, I forgot that they just got that wide receiver from New Orleans.
Yeah.
Who was it? Sproles?
Brandon Cooks.
Cooks. Yeah, I take that back. Patriots are winning that.
I think this will be one of those interesting games where it's like towards the end of the season and it doesn't really matter a whole lot because the Patriots will already be in the playoffs and Steelers might already be out of the playoffs at that point. And then, it might be one of those like surprise upset victory sort of things.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Keep going.
Texans.
Loss, maybe. At this point, we're getting into the part of the season where Big Ben is already projected to be injured. So I guess all these have to be losses, actually. I
Yeah.
take back what I've said.
About them losing 5 in a row.
They might not win a game. They might go winless after like week 6. because Roethlisberger will be hurt.
Oh man. All right. And then the Browns.
Yeah, they'll lose that game. I think they'll definitely lose that
Wait,
game.
so if we go off of what I'm saying, that Miles Garrett's
Yeah.
the one that takes out Big Ben, then Big Ben's going to be out the first week.
No, I don't think that's gonna happen though.
I'm just saying if we go off of me saying that Miles.
No, yeah, I know. Which would be interesting. I think Big Ben will be out. He'll be out after the Chiefs game, Week 6. He, he'll either be hurt that game or hurt before it. But but before that start of Week 7, he'll be out for the season probably. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Your prediction's obsolete.
Okay. And then we have one more team
One more team.
in the
The
North
team that is going to take the division crown
this year.
No, not this year. Next year.
Not this year. Definitely not this year.
Not this year. Oh, I forgot. They also got Jabril Peppers.
Not this year. This is not the year.
Dude, that's tough. That's tough.
Not this year.
They got Kaiser at QB.
I want to be with you on this one, but definitely not this year.
They got Jabril Peppers and Myles Garrett.
I think you're overhyping them, but we'll go.
All right. Steelers, Ravens, Colts, Bengals, Jets.
Oh. So I'm gonna say lose to the Steelers this first week.
Okay.
Lose to the Ravens this first week too, the second week. Beat the Colts. Lose to the Bengals. Beat the Jets. Lose to the Texans. Lose to the Titans.
This game's in London.
Oh, this is a London game.
Minnesota versus Cleveland, yeah. Don't
lose to the Vikings.
How bad was that say to come out of your mouth?
That was bad. I'm only saying it because you're here.
Does it taste good?
No, I would say they would beat the Vikings if you weren't here. All right, then they're bye. Then they're going to come out of their bye week strong. They're going to beat
the Lions.
No, they're not going to beat the Lions.
You're just they're going to come out of their bye week strong. I have optimism. Oh, it's the Lions.
No, still no. But they could beat the Jaguars.
They're definitely winning that game on December 10th.
Well, they're definitely losing that game.
No, it's in Cleveland. It's in Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean that changes so much. They can beat the Jaguars. I think they'll split with the Bengals. LAC, I guess that's the Chargers now, right? At LAC, that's weird to see.
LA Chargers.
Yeah. That's a team we haven't even talked about.
The juice is loose.
I think they could beat the Chargers. They won't beat They won't beat the Packers. They will not. No, they'll beat the. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll have a strong second half of the year, and a weak first half of the year.
I think they end the season 7-9.
And here, no, that's still too high though.
You're under 7 wins.
I'm under 7 wins. Yeah.
Here's their 7 wins right here, at Baltimore versus the Jets.
Mm-hmm. That's 2. That's 3.
Versus the Packers.
Okay.
At the Bengals.
Mm-hmm.
Versus the Ravens.
Yeah.
And at the Bears.
Okay. I could see it.
I'll take out the Packers and switch that with the Colts.
Yeah, I could see that. I still don't think it's gonna happen though. It just by like fluking and everything, I don't think it's gonna go down exactly that way.
They're about to goat this year. You just don't know it yet.
Well, I'd be fine with that. We'll see. All right, and then that is the end of the AFC North for this season. So
Next week we will cover the
blah 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 blah.
AFC South.
Sure, we can just move on down the line.
We talked a bit about the AFC South this week. So
It's an interesting one because I have some pretty strong thoughts about those teams in there.
I kind of want to save the NFC North for last anyways, so
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. That was good. That was great. So next week, AFC South will be back here, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays, on the NFL Central Plus podcast.